Pittsburgh Steelers fans, thanks for joining us for another Wednesday night episode of the Smash the Gas podcast. All Steeler talking here on the KnoItAllz YouTube channel. Typically, it's three of us. It's the big homie Kerb, and I only call him big homie because he's older than us. Few people older than me, but Kerb is. but and the little fella, Big G, Mr. Oxymoron himself. He the little fella, but he Big G. So he having some technical issues, storm blowing down his area, put his Wi-Fi out. Could be a storm. I'm sure it's a storm. That can be verified and documented. Blaming your Wi-Fi on the storm, no Curb. I don't know. I think Big G just got big trash Wi-Fi, man.
It might be. It might be. Yeah, but
What's up? What's up with you, man?
Yeah, we got some of that rain coming this way, so hell, I
What's
might
up,
go
man?
out. But no,
Hey, man. Well,
good.
the show must go on. If you go out, man, I'm just riding solo, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's good to have you guys. I don't need y'all though. I make it just fine by myself, man. Shout out to the homie Mike in the building. Mike, what's happening, man? Curb. I mean, so how you doing, man? Let me shout you out, man, because much like our homie B Dirt is a Cincinnati Bengals fan. I think everybody here knows that. The Cincinnati Bengals fan that lives in Pittsburgh. He's behind enemy lines.
Hmm.
Curb is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. What's up, Dre in the building? What's up, man? Homie Reg Rivers in the building from Bartlett, Tennessee. Man, Reg be repping this city like nobody else, man. Hey, Reg, shout out
Tennessee.
for that, man. Don't nobody else put where they from, where they where they coming from. But you always
Right.
put Bartlett, Tennessee. But yeah, Kurt, what was I saying, man?
I
Before I
guess you
got
was saying that
distracted by
that
the
I'm
what's ups.
that I'm behind enemy lines also.
Oh yeah, that's right. I talk about B Dirt being a Bengals fan in Pittsburgh. Curb is a Steelers fan in Cleveland. How is that, Curb? Do you catch a lot of grief or because you always typically on no Diddy on top but winning? You know what I mean? When it comes to the Browns, like, dude, they can't give you a hard time. I'm sure they still do.
Oh, they do.
Well, Steelers fans have a level of hate for the Browns, and Browns fans have a higher level of hate for the Steelers because they always typically lose. But I'm all let them remember the time back in the '80s, man, towards the end of Chuck Noll's tenure, that the Browns would beat the Steelers pretty regularly back then for about 5 or 6 year period. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. That was their glory. But the cool thing is, so like, well, not so much this year, but usually when they start feeling good about their team, this is when you get all the talk right now. But then usually by October and November, them dudes and crawled in their hole. So it don't be too
I,
bad.
and I have a lot, because I'm originally from Youngstown, Ohio, man. Shout out to my family in Youngstown. And I say 75% of my family are Browns family over there. The other
Mm-hmm.
25% of us are Steeler fans. And they always start every singing, man, talking.
Oh yeah.
We win the offseason. We signed Deshaun Ward. Miles Garrett is this. Nick Chubb is a beast. I mean, we traded for Amari Cooper. We got Odell. Like all kind of stuff every year. And I think one year it
Yeah.
turned out good for him.
Every year. But like I say, by November, you can't find it.
Yeah, they by then, you don't gotta talk to him or hear from him no more.
Nope. But I give them credit though for it, and it's bad, and that's the organization. But I mean, they got some loyal fans. Like
They do.
they just can't get it together. I don't really get it.
Loyal
But
fans that
that's
lo-
state issue.
loyal fans that obviously enjoy misery. I got family, like I said, I got cousins and stuff, man. That and my uncle did it to a couple of my cousins. put that on them, and now they didn't pass it down another generation.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard one of my cousins' sons, he got two sons, is like 28 and 25. They been Browns fan. They ain't told their dad, man, we leaving the Browns, man. They too sorry. Because think about it, they pretty much been sorry them kids' whole life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, and they're not even kids, but hell, they was all born in the mid 90s. Like,
yeah,
you was born like pretty much right when the Browns left.
Yep. So
they left like around 96, 97.
Somewhere around in there. When they came back, they been trash.
Big
yeah.
Trash. But that means they've had a few seasons in there and stuff like that. I'd say, man, for mine, the best quarterback over all that time, man, he don't get enough credit as far as being a Browns quarterback. Is, remember Derek Anderson?
Yeah, he was balling.
He had a year and a half, he was balling.
Yeah.
I mean, better than, well, he's not a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield is now, but his performance in Cleveland was better over his time.
The only player, and I will admit to this, the only player that I was really like, man, I can't believe they got this dude, was Josh Gordon, that receiver. I was like, man, this dude about to be a problem.
Yeah, he was, but he was George Pickens for George Pickens, and that's not saying George Pickens smoked weed or got to go to substance abuse treatment, none of that stuff. I'm just saying he was just a problem in the locker room.
Yeah,
but had immense talent though.
Immense.
Yeah. So man, enough about the Browns, man. We're going to tap into our Pittsburgh Steelers tonight, man. And what we're going to talk about tonight, man, is the Steelers defense and how important it is to this upcoming 2025 season. We're going to share our thoughts, what we think, what players we think will be starters and quality depth in the lineup. Some of these players, I mean, hey, you typically keep about 24, 25 defenders on defense, about the same on offense. We're going to talk about what players we think are going to get cut. Like, is there any current players that we think could get cut? For example, might Mark Robinson get cut this year?
He might.
Yeah, he might.
He might.
I mean, could DeMarvin Leal get cut this year?
Yep.
He might. I mean, there's some players that have been around the Steelers locker room for a few years now that have jobs that are in jeopardy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about that, the Steelers defense. Come on, get your opinions, and we're just going to have a back and forth live chat. Feel free, answer whatever. Let me see. Rob got a question. Tate, what do you think about the new Raven player? We was just talking about that backstage, man. Me and Kerb were. Kerb said he was mad that the Steelers let the Ravens get what's his name? Zaire Alexander.
Yeah, Zaire.
Let him get him. I said, well, when we talking during our discussion, I said, Kerb, they really didn't let him get him. He wanted to go there. I mean, I think the Steelers would have paid $6 million for him. But him and Lamar Jackson, boys, they went to college together. They played at Louisville together. Lamar wanted him there. He wanted to go play with Lamar. So you can't beat that, right? I mean, you can't fight that if you're trying to acquire a player and he want to go somewhere else for less and play with his friend. You can't stop that. I mean, the Steelers probably, if he had signed for $6 million with Baltimore for a team-friendly deal, Steelers had to jump out there and say, we'll give you 12 or 13 million. You got double that to have a chance. So he wanted to go to Baltimore. He's in Baltimore. I ain't mad at him. I was telling Kerr backstage, I think that just means we make a move for Jalen Ramsey. Especially, Kerr, tell me what you think. If we get a low-budget receiver, a non-big-name receiver, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you trade for a Romeo Dobbs or you sign an Alan Lazard or one of those guys like that, you don't got to pay a whole bunch of bag to this year. I read an article today. I can't remember what site it was from, a Steelers site, talking about now that Zaire Alexander, the Steelers could go all in. It says they will be willing to give up a conditional fourth, like depending on incentives.
Mm-hmm.
If Ramsey was able to hit certain incentives, it would be a fourth. But if he didn't, it would kind of like the Justin Fields trade for us last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they would have to the Dolphins have to take some of Ramsey's money, some of his 21 million, I think he's owed. So if the Dolphins said we'd take half of it, 10.5, the Steelers pay 10.5 and only got to trade a 6, they could turn into a fourth. I think they do that. Yeah. What do you think about that? And just tell me that part of it. Then we're gonna cut the break and come back, talk about the defense, and you tell me what you think about Jalen Ramsey fitting on this defense. Steeler Lee, you're exactly right. It's exactly what we're talking about, man. And hey, and I'm with Mike too. Mike said I'd rather have Ramsey anyway. Costs more, but he's healthy. Yeah. He's healthy, and overall, he's a better player. I mean, Jalen Ramsey like a 5 or 6 time Pro Bowler and 2, 3 or 4 time All Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Which is perfect for the nickel, because when he played his best football was with the Rams, he was playing that star position from the nickel position in the slot, and was free to roam over the middle of the field in coverage, blitz, drop back. That was a perfect position for him, kind of like a wild card on the chessboard.
That's what that defense needs.
Steelers leader, right? I think they're going to try and get a Watt deal done soon. We'll talk about that. But Kerr, your thoughts on what was the first question I asked you on that potential giving up that package for Ramsey? Then we're going to talk about the fit. We talk about the defense.
I mean, that's cool. Like I say, it's really going to come down to how much money the Dolphins is going to pay her that salary, I think. If they really willing to get rid of him, they might, like you say, they might pay half of it. And I think if they do that, that'll open up some doors to maybe get this trade to happen. So I like it. I mean, because like we were saying backstage, my concern is Slay. I would love to see Ramsey out there, but we will see. You on mute.
Gotta find myself, man. Let me hit myself with the big fawn. There it is. Yeah, man. I think Slay is gonna be okay. Slay right now to me is better than Dante Jackson was last year. Yeah. I mean, Slay is a better player over his career than Dante Jackson. Dante he was in the right place at the right time. He had like 5 or 6 interceptions last year, but he did just a little fella. He got beaten a lot of coverage. The responsibility on that side of the field, I think the Steelers play man-to-man on Joey Porter's side of the field. And then on the other side, they play a zone. So that's Slay's strength, is dropping back, reading the quarterback, scanning the field. He's an excellent zone cover corner, and he has the smarts and experience. He's the benefit to the room to me. He can teach these. He taught the guys over in Philly last year. Mitchell from Toledo, and the kid from Iowa.
What's that boy name?
Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So he got them to the point where they said, Slay, we're gonna let you go because we got these young boys. I mean, they was dogs from our college anyway, but you put them on the fast track. You mentored them, tutored them. Now we think they're ready. We're gonna save some money with these rookie contracts. Let you go. I think Slay can come in and be the same type of mentor for Porter Jr. and Corey Trice. But let's go ahead and take our first break, Kurt. Our only break for this show, because it's a shorter show. So if you're watching on YouTube, we're not going anywhere. We're just going to hear a few words. On YouTube, we're not going anywhere. If you listen on audio platform, We're just going to hear a few words from our partners and advertisers, and we'll be right back after this. Stay with us, please. Be right back. And we're back on the Smash the Gas podcast with your boy, the homie Tate, and the homie, the big OG homie, not triple OG, but Curb, the triple OG might be about the same age, you and Shannon, man. But which is not much older than me and G, but y'all guys by a couple of classes. As far as if we went to high school together, I think me and G might have been like freshmen, y'all might have been like seniors, something like that.
Oh man.
So just that's a discrepancy, but a real small one though. You know, y'all would have tried to be the bosses of us back if we all went to school together back in the day, because y'all felt like y'all were seniors and we would have been freshmen. But yeah, man. So speaking of which, Big G is not with us. He may not, probably is not going to be on Pump Your Brakes tonight. So Curb is going to graciously fill in. So we're going to have two OGs. I get to finally be the youngest on the podcast. No, Tate always talking about me and stuff like that. I finally get to be the young fella.
There you go.
But Curb, man, all right, well, right away, what you think the potential of a Jalen Ramsey added to this defense means? Specifically, Jalen Ramsey. We're going to get into the defense in its totality after this and take any questions. But what's your thoughts about Jalen Ramsey's fit in this defense?
It'd be a perfect fit. I think he would definitely move over, be a starter. And like you say, it'll get him some movement as far as when they want to go to nickel or dime. He could slide inside or he could stay outside, and Slay could, they got more bodies to do more things. And I think that's one of the things the Steelers defense need to do, because to me, their defense right now is real vanilla. It ain't, this guy going to be here, this guy going to be on this side. So I think one of the biggest things they have to do is be able to mix it up. And so with that trade, that would give them the opportunity to mix it up. And I think it also gives them a guy that can rush the quarterback other than getting it from your outside linebackers. Because right now, that those are really the only guys that rush the quarterback. We don't have that Mike Hilton anymore. So I think Ramsey could fill in that spot. So it'll be a great thing.
I don't disagree with you. I completely agree with you. Juice, Big G having technical difficulties. Matter of fact, I just got a text from my brother with my sister and mom in it, man, with some pictures. Tree fell on my mom's house. But it did the same thing like 2 months ago. The tree fell. The rest of the tree that they had to, cut back and get off the roof and stuff. It went ahead and fell all the way down to the house. Like, so G, like I said, G is dealing with a storm.
Oh so, yeah, it's definitely bad out there.
It was. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, that's a big tree.
Yeah, it was like, so part of that tree fell on the same roof about 6 weeks ago. And matter of fact, you can still see, if you look, you can see the tarp up there from the first time still.
Wow.
Because they working on it now. Now, more stuff got to get done. So, I don't know, but I'm getting texts about that right now. So, there's a storm going on. So, Juice, that's what we're getting at. Big G, his Wi-Fi went out. Maybe now we got verification that could be because of the storm. Still don't mean G don't have big trash Wi-Fi. Put one of Big G's favorite words out there. Big trash.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we gonna hear it in his own voice.
That's big trash. Let's go, man.
Afton in the chat, General in the building. What's up, Afton? I'm gonna give you the double salute. Unlike Big G, I'm not going both ways. Just a double salute. Hey, Mike says Eagles secondary surprised me last season. Pittsburgh copying the blueprint, Cooper DeJean. I think so. And that's what I was going to say to Curb, too. I've been hearing stuff out of OTAs and minicamp, mandatory minicamp, that they're gonna start doing some different schematic changes and stuff, man. They're gonna be a little more aggressive at the line, blitz a little more, because I think the Steelers like 30th in blitz rate last year.
Mm-hmm.
Really didn't blitz a lot, and I think that passes to you go ahead and just stab me, but I'm not gonna die from 1,000 cuts. You know what I mean? That's my mentality in anything, let alone a football field. I'm getting after you. I ain't finna just keep bending and hope I don't break, but don't break. Nah, I'm coming after you. I'm gonna put pressure on you, make you make mistakes, make you turn the ball over, all that kind of stuff. I think the Steelers are going to try and get back to some of that. The communication issues on defense are being worked on seriously. They got rid of the linebacker coach and the secondary coach, Grady Jackson, and the linebacker coach was who? I forgot his name, but they brought in the guy that was Dallas Cowboys linebacker coach.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought in Gerald Alexander, who was with the Steelers the season that Brian Flores was there. He went to the Raiders last year, was their safeties coach. They got rid of Grady Jackson, the Steelers did this offseason, and now they brought in Alexander because the young guys liked him. Minka had his last best season when Alexander was here. He has a good rapport with Joey Porter Jr. Trice loves him. I mean, and obviously they brought him back because of those relationships, because I think he seems like I've heard him do a few post-practice interviews. Sounds like he really has a high level of attention to detail. So we'll see what that's looking like. But I have more confidence in the secondary this year than I did last year.
Yeah.
So Craig Worlow Curb, you want to read the comment for us, man?
Since the Ravens did that move for Alexander, does that mean the Steelers should be more urgent in finding another weapon on offense? Well, not so much because of that move, but the Steelers need to find another weapon on offense. But I wouldn't say so much because of what the Ravens did. You on mute.
See, I'll be taking a little sip of my water bottle, man, and trying not to sniff or cough. I hate mute and always get myself fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, shout out Red. I'm looking up Red. Shout out repping the 901 in the building, man. See, I didn't check out where Red's at. He in the 901. So yeah, but Curb, no, I think Steelers do need a weapon, but do they need a big ticket weapon? I'd like to have one. And if you don't get another defensive back like Jalen Ramsey, by all means, go get a big ticket receiver. But like I said earlier, if you get like trade for Dobbs or sign an Alan Lazard or the kid from Tampa, forgot Drayton, fast wide receiver from Tampa. I like those, and you have to give what a 6th or a 7th for those guys. But then I still try and get Ramsey. But if I pay a big receiver, if I make a trade for Chris Olave and got to sign, like if I'm trading for a receiver I see as being part of the future with DK Metcalf and I got to re-sign him, I'm not going after Jalen Ramsey. That's my thoughts on that. So as far as the defense goes, Kurt, just your knee-jerk reaction to the question, how important is the Steelers defense to the 2025 season? Knee-jerk reaction to that question right there, man. What do you think?
Very important. Very important. And when we get into the positions, I'm going straight to the linebackers, but very important. I mean, because let's be honest, this offense is going to be better. I would think the offense is going to be better, but you got to figure this is probably going to be an offense that's going to probably be right in the middle of the pack. Probably average anywhere from 21 to 25 points a game. Well, I don't know about 25, but
25,
right,
25
right
heavy, but
there.
that's an improvement from 18 last year.
Yeah. So they're gonna be
18,
like
19.
right in that range. And I mean, if the defense can play consistent, that and I want to say last year they only probably averaged no more than 20 some points a game. So
Giving up.
The
defense gave up 20.4 points a game.
Okay,
So
yeah. So
you about spot on. And
yep.
I say that also knowing there was a couple games like a shootout against the Bengals, and somebody else put hands on them where that made that average sky way up. If you eliminate them two games, they probably only giving up like 18 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
So and that was playing that vanilla schematic defense.
Yep.
So I think they switch over from that. I have confidence in the defense, but you brought up the linebackers, Kurt. Let's just jump right to it. What's your thoughts on the linebackers, man? What's your concern? Well, you think it's a good position? What are you thinking?
I actually think it's strong this year because you know what you got on the outside, but I think the inside and this is going to be a battle that I'm going to be watching in training camp. Is if Holcomb's leg is healthy, that's going to be a good battle between him and Peyton Wilson. Because I mean, when Holcomb, the year he played, it wasn't like he played fairly decent, and I think he probably was a green dot guy. So that's gonna be a good competition, and I know they just running around in shorts. But when I seen that guy in minicamp, man, that dude is jacked up. Like he,
and he's moving fluidly. He's moving fluidly.
So I want to see that battle. That's going to be a good battle there.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think Peyton Wilson wins it as of right now. He's younger, he's longer. I think he's more versatile. But Cole Holcomb will see 35-40% of snaps.
Yeah.
In the game. But I think coming out to start the game in the base defense, you'll see Peyton Wilson out there. Then situationally, you'll see Holcomb sub for like kind of feel that he landed Roberts' spot last year, but with better coverage capabilities.
Yeah.
The homie 901 Red say how much salary cap space does it. We didn't talk about it. We'll get in there too. The Elliott signing. We got about 10, 12 minutes left. Salary cap, I think they had like 16, 17 million before that. I know it's an extension. I don't know how much they gave him in the signing, but I'm not sure of that. But they paid him, went from paying $3 million a year to $6 million a year. So I wouldn't think that would be too much. They could have restructured some stuff and save some money on this season's salary cap. I'm not sure, but I trust Omar Khan to get it right where he ain't losing in no type of deal that he doing because he know he need a receiver. And he already know if he want to try and make a move on somebody like a Jalen Ramsey too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know the exact number of that, but that's what I'm believing. Mike is right. Defense needs to stay off the field. And the defense stays off the field. They can even be, I'm suggesting schematically they're more aggressive. But even from a fatigue and energy standpoint, they could be more aggressive because the offense can kind of get first downs and move the sticks. There's so many times we was 3-and-out last year. We couldn't get consecutive first downs to save our life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we got one first down, we probably didn't get two. Most of the season on most drives.
You're right.
Oh, boxing, man. I gotta.
Offense is whack.
I gotta hit it with a big G.
Say what?
It's a hot take, man. Is from my perspective, IMO, in my opinion, is not. Omar Khan and Andy Wild doing an excellent job. They navigate through the contractual situations. I mean, why do you think they call the man Con Man? He always win the best out of the deal. He just signed Deshaun Elliott for. Doubled him up from $3 million a year to $6 million a year, but still, that's a discount. 2 more years of Deshaun Elliott the way he played last year for $6 million a season, Omar Khan winning. Aaron Rodgers for $13 million a season, Omar Khan winning. His draft is winning. So I can't say the front office is whack. It's way better than it was the last 7 or 8 years of Kevin Colbert. What do you think about that, Kerb?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's not whack. I mean, actually, they're finally getting out them old ways of doing things. So I wouldn't say they whack.
Hey, for Boxing Man 1 more time.
Say what?
Yeah, man.
So, you know, and they starting to spend a little money now. I mean, they you know, they still a little tight, but they're spending, you know, they're spending money.
Okay, well,
so I can't.
Where? Let me ask you, Kerb. Where are holes all over the team? I think this is one of the strongest rosters the Steelers have put together. Outside of quarterback, Aaron Rodgers is a question mark, but they got better at every position this year with the exception, and they even got better receiver because DK is better than George Pickens, but it's kind of the same wide receiver room until they sign somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think it's holes all over the team, Kerb? What are you thinking about that?
I wouldn't say really holds all. I mean, it's just.
Well, hold on. Let's do this real quick on all. We talking about defense, offensive line. Are there holes?
Just on the as far as the backups, you know, maybe, but starting, no, there's no holes.
Okay, but they like Spencer Anderson. They like McCullum. They got. I mean, I think they have at least 2 or 3 solid backups. They all 10 linemen that were in camp are all Steelers offensive linemen last year. Yep. So they bring it back familiarity and consistency. So I don't see holes there. Is the line better than it was last year?
You could say yeah, but we got to
see
him play.
Yeah, you got rid of Dan Moore.
Yeah.
You're not paying James. Dan was hurt, so Mason McCormick coming back in for his second season. The old line's way better.
Mm-hmm.
The wide receiver room, kind of like a coin toss. But what do you think? It comes down to, you think DK better than George Pickens, and do you think the addition of Roman Wilson going to play this year, Calvin Austin coming off a year that he played well next year? Do you think it's going to be another jump in Calvin Austin, and Robert Wood being the veteran instead of Van Jefferson? Is the receiver room better? And they still gonna get somebody. Yeah. So is the receiver room better than it was last year?
Yes.
Okay.
It's better.
The tight end room, you got everybody back. They say Darnell Washington is looking really good. Pat Fryermuth got a quarterback. They should be able to get him the ball more than he's been getting it. So even though it's the same, I think you'll see growth in the tight end position. So even if it ain't better, it's a wash. It ain't worse. It ain't no holes there. Mm-hmm. Running back room. You got, Cordero Patterson is not cut yet, but I think you got Gainwell gonna be your third string running back. Is he better than Cordero Patterson was last year?
Should be. He should.
Are you expecting a jump in Jaylen Warren from last year? With more opportunity, more carries.
I think he's gonna be about the same, because I think eventually he's gonna be in that same role.
I think you're right too, but nonetheless, a bump in numbers.
Yeah. Okay. He's gonna get more carries.
And Caleb Johnson, they obviously decided to let Najee walk.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in this rookie who, from everything I'm hearing, looking sensational in camp.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a student of the game. He's asked all kind of questions from the older running backs and the coaches. And I watched him at Iowa because I'm a Big Ten guy. He's in the Big Ten. Led the Big Ten in rushing last year.
Yeah.
I think dude is going to see in Arthur Smith's scheme, he's going to be a better fit. So to me, the running back room is better.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get more out of Aaron Rodgers than you did Russell Wilson last year,
you should definitely get more.
Well, Russ had like 17 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, I think, something like that. Aaron Rodgers had 28 and 11. Russ Russ went downhill the end of the season last year. We lost 5 straight games. Aaron Rodgers went up trend in the second half of his season. So the trajectory tells me, well, I know Aaron Rodgers historically is better, but Aaron Rodgers is going to have a better season than Russ would have had. Okay, real quick, boxing men, the guards not all that both. Well, Siamalu is really good. I think he's the veteran of the group. I like McCormick. He's a 4th-round pick that played well last year for a 4th-round pick. The tackles are question marks. I agree because we haven't really seen Broderick Jones at left, but that's his natural position. Fautanu played good. He was the most technical, cleanest offensive lineman in technique last year at the combine. He only played like 1 game against Denver. And they're both 1st-round picks, though. So I got to believe on the upside. 1st-round picks with a year of being in the system for Fautanu. Even though he didn't play a lot, he was in the system. He's around the team. He knows the culture, all that stuff. Zach Frazier's a top 3 center in the league right now. I mean, so the line is better. I think you'll see as the season goes on, offensive line is about continuity and development. Them guys can stay healthy a lot of the season and play together. You'll see them probably be like a top 10 to 12 offensive line this year.
They should be solid.
And that's solid. 10 to 12 is solid.
Yeah, they should definitely be solid.
I mean, so offense is better. Real quick, defense, Kurt. We got about 5 minutes left now.
Well, the defensive line is definitely should be better.
Yeah, we don't got to take that long. Defensive line's better, right?
Yep. Defensive line is better.
The middle linebackers.
They should be better because Peyton.
I mean, well,
Wilson he got another year.
Peyton gonna have a bump. Patrick Queen gonna have another year in the system.
And then you got Holcomb healthy. Hopefully.
You got Holcomb. You got Malik Harrison. They brought in from Baltimore.
Yep.
And you got picked between, I think 5 of them will stick this year. You got picked between the Bruner kids you drafted or Mark Robinson. So I think they're better too. They think they're more versatile. They're more experienced. Cole Holcomb, even though he ain't played, got experience in the defense. Was playing well last we seen him play. Look good in camp. Inside linebacker is better. Edge, Kurt. TJ Watt comes back healthy and willing to move around. Alex Highsmith. Yep. Yeah, I think
Highsmith, I just want I want to see him stay healthy. I think that's like one of his biggest issues there.
If he stays healthy and they scheme it up, because not last season he had like 7 sacks. I think season before he had like 11. Mm-hmm. The season that he got paid. So yeah, I like, and I think Herbig another year of growth. Yep. He's second and forced fumbles in the league last year. Herbig back up.
Yep.
I think Jack Sawyer is probably an upgrade over the kid they got from Baltimore, Jeremiah Moon.
Yeah.
I think he'll be an upgrade. And you lost Preston Wilson, but you got him at the trade deadline. You never planned on keeping him because he was going to make $14 million this year, so he had to go. So by default, that room is better.
Yep.
The corners are better. You got rid of Sutton, who played terrible last year. You let who else they let walk from last? You let Dante Jackson go. I think Slade's upgrade over him. Corey Trice come back healthy. I think that's a good thing. You sign Eccles. You got Joey Porter grade make the year 3 bump or the year 4 bump. No, just year 3. Year 3. Year 3. Yeah, so the secondary is better. And Deshaun Elliott signing, and I'm hearing a lot of stuff about Thornhill too.
Yeah.
Because Thornhill was a player in Kansas City. He went to Cleveland and fell off like everybody go to Cleveland and fall off. And now he's back playing good ball so the safety room is better.
Yep.
So Kerr, I don't know what the comment was, but yeah. Tater Kerr, Mike's question. Who's your sleeper player who you think will make the team or just flat out surprise you guys?
So this could be, oh man. Surprise is man, I would say a surprise could be the one receiver, the kid they got from Memphis.
Rock
I
Taylor.
think, yeah, that would be a surprise if he makes it. But I think he has a. I mean, if he got to, have a solid camp, he could stick. But
The homie Lamar Thomas say Porter suspect. You think Joey Porter suspect?
I don't really say he's suspect, but man, I mean, especially for him personally, he need to step it up this year because it's time for him to get paid. And right now, what he have shown and what he would probably want to get paid, I don't see it happening right now.
I think the Steelers like him. They invested in him. I think Joey Porter Jr. is great at the line of scrimmage. And then this not me just talking. I see this, but this is what Gerald Alexander said, the new secondary coach, defensive backs coach. He said Joey Porter is top flight in the league at the line of scrimmage with the physical play, the bump and run and stuff. He just has to start believing in himself downfield and stop being handsy, getting penalties and stuff. Just trust the process, trust your coverage, trust your flipping out your break and turning and running and go for the ball. Don't worry about going for the receiver. You make a play on the ball. So if he cleans that up, I think Joey Porter is going to have an improved season, and I think he's probably like the third best corner in the AFC North right now. I would give it to probably Marlon Humphrey, then Ward for Cleveland, and Joey Porter better than anything the Bengals got.
Yeah.
So third best corner in the division, but has the most upside. Marlon Humphrey is getting up there in age.
Yeah.
And with Ward, I mean Denzel Ward stay hurt quite a bit. Great in coverage. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna run at him though, right? I'm gonna run at him.
Right.
But he's a great cover corner. Can't take that away from him. And that's what you want your corners to do. Yep. But when he got getting run support, Porter's is all around. I've been high on Porter, so I'm kind of probably got some bias in there a little bit, but I believe in Joey Porter Jr.
They need to make him practice. They need to make him practice with boxing gloves on, so he can't grab.
No, I think he did some of that last year. But
that's what he.
I agree with Rob. Jack Sawyer would be my sleeper. I think Jack gonna play a critical role because Jack is gonna be. He's the fourth edge, but he's gonna get a lot of playing time on rundowns because they're gonna save Herbig for pass rush downs. And when that third guy get in, if it's a rundown, it's going to be Jack Sawyer replacing TJ or Hyde Smith if they off the field. And on pass situations, you're going to see Herbig. So I like Sawyer too. Jay's Upper T say DJ Thomas Jones. That room is a full one, man. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
They paid him $30,000 on an undrafted free agent contract. So that's big money for a UDFA. So I see avenue for to make the team, but Connor Hayward been looking really good too.
But he might push Hayward off.
He might, but that's what I'm saying. Connor Hayward's been. I don't think they're gonna cut Connor.
But just because as a H back, like.
But but he put on 10 more pounds too, and they say he's in the bed like he lost all that baby fat that he had. So. They say Connor's in excellent shape.
Can I say something, Tate?
Yeah.
Connor Hayward a scrub, man.
I don't think he's a scrub. He's a utility knife. He ain't no scrub.
But
he ain't no difference maker like that.
The only thing that I think that's keeping him around, it ain't so much because he's the little brother. He's a decent special teams player. I think that's the Steelers. That's what's
yeah. Well, that keeps you on the team when you an average guy at your position. That's what keeps you on the field.
But if the Bruner kid, in which that's all he was really drafted for, to be a special.
No, but they got three, maybe four. Connor Hayward, the third or fourth tight end. Bruner's the fifth or sixth linebacker. So I think Connor Hayward makes it over. That's your thing. But yeah, so The overall grade, I give it a B+ to A-. But we about to get out of here real quick. Thanks everybody for joining us. But jump right on over, like right now, to the Pump Your Brakes podcast on Steel Curtain Network. We're about to talk more Steeler talk. On this one, we're going to talk about the legendary coaches in Steeler history. Well, the ones most of us all know. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin. We're going to talk about the coaches. It's offseason, so we got to come up with different creative stuff to talk about. That's what we're going to talk about next on the Pump Your Brakes podcast. So you guys jump on over there and get ready to join us over there. And see you in a few minutes.
Say what?